Confidence doesn't begin on the first tee. It begins with how you move and how you think. Welcome to the 8-Week Golf Edge for Women.
Welcome everyone to the 8-Week Golf Edge for Women. I am Janis Thornton with JT Fitness and Golf, and we have SL Gillespie with the Golf Advantage for Women. So
Hello.
today we are so excited. In episode 1, we're gonna talk about why golf fitness and golf confidence go hand in hand together. So SL, I'm so excited to be doing this with you, this eight
Yes, very cool.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to get started. So, I'm Janis Thornton with JT Fitness and Golf, and I have an online golf fitness business. I love helping golfers improve their golf game through fitness because as we get older, what do we lose? We lose strength, mobility, flexibility, and stability. And we've got to maintain that if you want to have a really good golf game well into your 60s, 70s, and 80s. And that's why I love helping others because myself, I am closer to that 60-year-old mark, which is scary. So I'm always looking for ways for myself to improve. So I just love being able to share them with you so that way you can improve your golf game as well and play this golf game for a very long time. So, SL, I'm going to jump into my story of how I got started playing golf. And I actually started playing golf when I was 35 years old. I used to play tennis. I played tennis for 25 years, but I had to quit in my mid 30s because of knee pain. And when you're running around a hard court forever, your knees take a toll. So I decided, oh, how hard can golf be? My God, that ball just sits on the tee and does absolutely nothing. How hard can it be? I've got a tennis ball flying at me at 80 miles an hour, and this just sits here. But I will tell you, golf can be challenging for sure.
Yeah.
We all know that. And I will say it's been a game that humbles you. And it's also a game that really teaches you a lot of life lessons, all in a great way. So, SL, what do you think about how has golf changed your life since you've started?
Well, I had a an entry into golf and then an exit out of playing golf as actively as I originally was due to a really bad car accident, which back in the day um, was something that because of the brain injury I had and the neurological impulses to the right side of my body actually made continuing to play golf a very challenging situation. So what I did was took what I had learned during my entry into golf and my love of business building and had put the two together because business building really is my thing, which is why, the Golf Advantage for Women is all about taking the guesswork out of how to use golf as a career and business building tool. So yeah, so I've had the frustration on the end of the golf club and the fear of picking up the phone for cold calling. And I always thought in one way that like first tee nerves are a lot like cold calling and vice versa, right? So so there's so many different things or so many similarities actually between golf and business because it's really very much an inner game. So my focus is all on the confidence, the inner game, and goal achievement, and using golf as a tool for that. So I'm like gonna bow and to you and defer often on the golf expertise front because I know that's your jam. Mine is my framework that I teach on helping people that then they can show up and do what they need to do. So that
Well,
yeah.
so I actually started out just like everyone else does.
Mhm.
And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize, especially women, that when you start playing golf, we all do start. You can't, most women can't just pick up a golf club and boom, they're good. Like they can just hit the ball a mile. That just really doesn't happen. I mean, I started out, when I first started, my husband, when we finally started to record my score, and I used to have the beads that you would slide the little golf ball down to
Yeah.
count your strokes for the hole. I had to use that. And I remember after playing a round of golf with my husband, I call his best friend because his best friend Scott was my doubles partner in
Mhm.
tennis. So, and Scott's also a golfer. So I call Scott to go, oh my gosh, Scott, guess what? I shot a 72. And he sat there so puzzled. He's like, you shot a 72? I go, yes, on the front nine. I'm so excited. And he's like, oh my God, okay. I said, we finally kept my whole score. So, for all of you out there who think, I can't play this game, yes, you can. Because I will say, my first 10 years, I'm sure I started out as a 40 handicap and worked my way down. But for 10 years, I was probably a 16 plus handicap for a long time. And I will say this last 15 years is when, though, I've actually gotten better as I gotten older, which is a great thing. But I will say it's when I really started looking at what am I doing to train for golf instead of worrying about do I take lessons? Yes, I do. However, I didn't just only take lessons. Do I have good golf equipment fit for me? Yes, I do. But it's not always buying new golf equipment every single year. You will find a lot of men, especially men, who are like they've got all new drivers or they've got 20 putters or
Yeah.
they're always buying new stuff. Like maybe look at yourself inside first of physically what can I do? And it's not always the equipment. It's usually us.
Yeah. So you know what? So exactly what you were saying about, you start off and you're playing golf and it's not necessarily going the way that you think it's going to go. And that really is like any goal in life. And it's like, so women that are perhaps watching this and they're thinking, yeah, like I need to be in the foursome, so I'm in the conversation, right? So because for work, especially the career business building, so you set a goal and then your not possible committee starts this, it's stuff in your head, right? And it's just for every reason, and your brain, because it loves specificity and it's always on high alert for danger and it does not like the unknown. Like your brain is simply a big do not get killed machine. So
Yeah.
it's just like so when you're starting off playing golf and it isn't going the way you think it's going to, that is only because it's like any other thing in life. It's new, it's different. Your brain doesn't know all the reasons why, you need to quit, or you can't do this, you can't do that. That's why it's so important to, as you said, like look at the inner part of the game, because that is really what is impacting you more than anything. Because if you're telling yourself, you can't do this or you can't do that, you're not going to be showing up on the golf course, period. You're not going to be showing up to play your best. And like our beliefs have such a strong impact on us. And I'm sure, Janice, you probably know this story. And yet part of what when I teach my framework and I bring up specifically with regard to beliefs about golf and your physical ability, because this is why the physical part is so important. It's a story of Roger Bannister. Like scientists used to believe that a human could not run a 4-minute mile.
Mhm.
And that was that, physiologists, scientists, doctors all said, no, the human body is not meant for this. Like your kneecaps are going to blow apart, your lungs are going to blow apart, right? And then in 1952, I believe it was, Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile mark. It was like 3 minutes, 96 seconds, point four, right? And so he broke the 4-minute mile. And there's a great quote by him. He said, that he sort of collapsed at the end of the race. And he said, and I sat up and I was wondering if I was dead because, they told him that couldn't be done. And then what happened after that is like there were something like, two people the next year. And then, to date, I think there's been like 2,000 people that have broken the 4-minute mile, which was once again at one time impossible. So for the women watching, like why I wanted to bring that up is like because on the fitness side, the like, oh, I can't swing this way, or I can't hold this, or I can't touch my knees, or I can't touch my toes, or whatever the case is. So those are beliefs that are actually like your body's listening to every word you say. So that's
Yep.
why the fitness part and having that, like if you address that part, then that's one less thing that your not possible committee isn't able to use as an excuse for why you can't be using golf for business, and just for the enjoyment of getting out and exercise and being out in nature. Like there's so many additional benefits to it. And yet, yeah, so the belief part on the way to achieving your golf and fitness goals is so important. So yeah, I love the Roger Bannister story, and there's, anyway, go
Oh
ahead.
no,
Sorry.
that's a great story. And that's the one big thing is fitness is so important when it comes to your golf game. So many people think, oh, I just need another lesson. But here's what I tell a lot of people. Here, your golf instructor is trying to get you into certain positions so that way you can make great contact with the ball, so you can hit the ball farther. However, if you don't have the strength, if you don't have the mobility, if you don't have the stamina to be able to do that, guess what? Those lessons, you're spending money on lessons that are not going to help you. And that's the problem. When you can get your body more fine-tuned, then your lessons are going to truly pay off in the end. Because I'm very pro take lessons for sure, so you can learn the proper way to actually swing a golf club or have that instructor work with what your body does. But also, if you compensate too much, then you're gonna lead to injuries though over time, and that's what we don't want. And the beautiful thing though is, as we get older, you are never too old to make changes in your body. You can be 80 years old and still improve your mobility and
Yeah.
flexibility and strength. You can be 90 years old and still do those same things. So when it comes to, there's three things that fitness gives you that nothing else can. Gives you mobility, stability, and strength. And there's actually a few more, but mobility is going to be the actual range of motion. That the pro is trying to get you to get into certain positions. You need that mobility, but then you also need stability in your body, and this is to control so that you can repeat the swing under pressure. You need stability so that way your body can actually move in a efficient movement pattern, so that way you're not injuring yourself. And then we need the strength so that way, oh, you can last 18 holes. Because there's a lot of times people after 9 holes, I'll hear this a lot, especially from beginner golfers. They play 9 holes and they are exhausted. And it's just like, nope, that means you're not strong enough to be able to go play that 18 holes. And in business, when you go play golf, they're going to want you to play 18 holes. Very few people out there are going to go play nine. If you're in a business meeting on the golf course, you have to be able to play 18 holes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And the other part, like feeling good in your body
Mhm.
gives your brain your message, just there's a different narrative that goes on when you're feeling good. And I know I'm repeating myself, and I said it earlier, like when you're feeling good, you're going to show up, you're going to play your best. And also when you're feeling good in your body, and you're playing golf, if something, a ball goes into the sand, the water, the bunker, wherever you don't want it to go, um, when you have that physical stamina from the neck down, which is going to support your physical stamina from the neck up, like you're going to be like, oh, able to take that shot and lack thereof, like with more ease and grace, and respond in a better way than otherwise. If like you're like tired and dragging yourself out there, and you're hurting, and you're this and you're that, and because that's all a distraction to your brain. So that's why like the fitness part is like it's so key. It's such an important component, like I said, because it just removes all like this whole 6 chapter volume of excuses on why you can't be out playing golf or using golf for business. And then of course, it's gonna help in every other area of your life as well.
Well, the other thing too, just to kind of go on that point
Yeah.
is if you are out there on the golf course and you're playing with potential business partners, or it could be a job interview, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're getting tired, that's going to show. But what people need to realize is your body and the way you act, those people are really interviewing you
Yes.
on this golf course for that business deal or for that job or whatever it is. You want your body to be able to hold up. And mentally, they're checking you out mentally to see how
Yep.
strong you are on that golf course. So it's important for both the business side of things and the fitness side of things.
Yeah. And also too, so a lot of what I teach is how your self-image, your identity as a woman dictates your experience and what you are willing to do and at times willing not to do. So when it comes to golf, having that the health and fitness component as part of your quote unquote training in your game is like you start to see yourself someone, who is fit, who's healthy, and again, like that's going to lend itself. I keep saying the same thing is like how you show up because like how you do anything is how you do everything, and feeling good in your body, showing having the identity like I am someone who, as you said, like has the strength, has the stamina, is feeling good, then we start to looking good, got some good clothes on, like there's just a whole different persona that you begin to grow into in a way, right? Because the more that you advance, it's like somebody going from being a couch potato smoker eating potato chips, like that's how they spend their life. They see themselves like this is the way I do things, to a completely different person, of course, who's into like health and fitness and playing golf and using it for business, and that is like everybody's favorite sales rep because like they're the ones that get them out of the office for 4 hours, right? So
Exactly.
and
That's a
then
big point right there.
yeah,
That
yeah.
sales rep gets them out of the office for 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that identity of, I'm healthy, happy, I'm rocking it at work, I'm taking my clients out for golf, I'm making progress, I'm achieving my goals. And that is very much obviously belief driven and identity driven. And and again, because I'm a huge proponent of health and fitness, and I live a healthy fit style, and I was obese as a child. I was like a beach ball with arms. I had to go on like yes, there's like on a yeah, like on a medically supervised diet back so long ago that it was like you had a god awful shake and a handful of pills two for 2 meals, and then the third one was like you got a piece of meat. I think it was the steak and salad and a glass of water. But yeah, like I couldn't even have kids' clothes. I was so
Oh,
overweight. Um, so I understand what it's like to not feel good in your body and not to be able to move and do things. And again, so I changed my identity from, yeah, obese child, teenager to like getting into health and fitness. And I'm telling you, I mentioned, and I'm going to bring this up. So I've got a neighbor, and I say, and she's like only 76, and yet she's kind of quit. And she's having a hard time, and she's very overweight now, and she's having a hard time. Yesterday I had to help her get out of her chair because she said she doesn't have the upper body strength um, to be lifting herself up, and now she thinks she's hurt her arm because of how she's putting herself up. And when I was doing it, I was like, you know what? This is exactly why I exercise. This
it
is
is.
exactly why I look after my body, because as much as I love my neighbor, it's like, thank you for showing me how I do not want to end up at quote unquote that age. So anyway, that was a bit of a tangent on the whole, but it's like,
Well,
so
no, it's
yeah.
perfect because I used to work in cardiac rehab. I did that for over 10 years. And the one of the things that I would always stress with my patients was, they'd be on a plethora of medications. And and granted, they had bypass surgery, they had a heart attack, that kind of thing. At the same time, there's what people don't understand is there's so much that you can control with diet and exercise and
Yes.
healthier. You don't have to be perfect at it. You don't have to be perfect at any of it. However, you make healthier choices and you get movement into your daily life. Your body loves that. Your body craves to move, and Some of you watching might go, "Oh, I don't like moving." However, once you start moving, your body will crave it.
Yeah.
And like your neighbor, these patients made me realize I don't want to have a heart attack or
Yeah.
bypass surgery. I don't ever want to have to go through that if I can help it. And I did also see, though, people at all different ages. It didn't matter. I had an 83-year-old lady that I took her through rehab. We did strength training together, and I had her on a cardiac rehab Stairmaster. She started out with 30 seconds, which that was a great place to start. She worked up to 30 minutes.
Oh, good for her.
So, you
That's
know, so
awesome.
that's the whole thing is our bodies do change as we get older. Unfortunately, we lose
Yeah.
flexibility, we lose mobility, we lose strength. We lose like 3 to 8% of muscle mass every decade that we don't do strength training. Our metabolism slows down, our hormones shift. We need to be exercising and doing the strength training. Strength training is so important. You
Yes.
will hear me say that on every single episode how important strength training
You know
is.
what? And so I lift weights, and I always say like I do it so that I can shop at Costco because like the six pack of the 6 pack of water is like 40 pounds. I get two of those mothers in my shopping cart every time I go because I drink a lot of water, and I'm like, yeah, the only reason I lift weights is so I can shop at Costco. But yeah, I'm with you though. Like,
It's true. I like one of my goals is always to so people can carry their groceries in from the car
yeah,
easily that and you can carry more than one bag at a time
yeah,
or that you can get off a toilet. There's so many people who literally can barely get off a toilet without having to help push themselves
yeah,
up. That
yeah,
I want people, if
yeah.
you fall on the ground, that you can get
Get
up
back
off
up.
the floor, off the ground. And so many people look at me like I have a hard time getting off the ground. I don't want to get down there. All the more reason that you need to get
I
down
know.
there and
Yes.
practice getting
Yeah.
up. I don't care how you get up, but you got to be able to get up.
Yeah.
And but the best news for everybody is all of this is fixable. You can be 60 years old and still build strength. You can be 75 and still build mobility. You
Yes.
can be 45 and overweight and you can still lose weight and gain mobility and strength and flexibility and all that stuff and lose weight. Uh, it's all possible. So I highly encourage people that they definitely do, start some kind of movement program, please.
Yes. So I love that you said that it's all possible because one of my favorite things to say, when people ask me what I do, depending on how cheeky I'm feeling, I'll say like I turn possibility thinking into possibility doing because that's what lights me up, and I've been an entrepreneur business owner almost my whole entire life. So I'm like, okay, well, who made the rule that we can't do it that way? Like, let's do it that way. So it is possible. And that's why I bring up like the not possible committee that lives in your head, because I'd be willing to guarantee friggin' that I don't remember if we said this is going to be explicit or not. So my channel, I'm going to swear because I'm a sweary girl. So I'll mind my P's and Q's for a few sentences here. So I guarantee you, like somebody that's listening right now is going like, yeah, those two are preaching to each other's choir and not mine because I can't do that. And you know what? My work is all that's a belief. Like we're only born with two fears, fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. So all the other stuff that's going on in your mind that's telling you can't be done, from your not possible committee, that's stuff that you have bought into. It's a decision you made, and that decision can be changed. And, I don't know, I could just preach to the choir obviously all day long.
No, but that is,
Yeah.
no, I love what you just said because it is a decision. You
Yeah.
can have the decision that it's impossible, or you can have the decision that it's possible. So both are correct. Henry Ford said both
Yeah.
are correct.
Yeah.
So what do you want to choose? It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. And sometimes you just have to surrender to, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but allow that window to be opened up to be like, I want this to happen. I don't know how, but I just know things are going to start coming my way to open up my eyes, open up those windows of to make that thing happen, whatever that thing is for you.
Yeah.
All
And
can.
yeah, and one other thing that I want to say about this, a lot of it is, and I ask myself this on a regular basis because like I'm up against my edge on a bunch of things that I've been invited to do, and like to give a keynote speech that I do, and I'm like, whoa! I said I'd love to, and I'm like, holy hell!
Like, how am I going to do that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like I'm gonna do it. Anyway, so what I wanted to say is like when it comes to your health, um, even before or after you make the decision about, yeah, you're going to use golf for your career or business building, when it comes to your health, like a lot of these decisions you have to make is you have to like be willing to love yourself enough to make the quote unquote air quotes tough choice to get up and just blessed do it.
No, I
Just
totally.
sleep and do it. So it's there's a because a lot of my work is like, I feel like I'm in one way like the self-love way to success, because you have to make those choices that, yeah, they may be uncomfortable in the short term, and yet in the long term, like you love yourself enough that you're willing to do it for yourself. You love yourself enough that you're willing to take up strength training. You
Yep.
love yourself enough that you're willing to do something, join an organization that teaches you how to play golf that's like completely out of your comfort zone. Like you love your because your dreams, your vision for your life, your happiness, like you have to have your own back. And like those are the choices that you make. And it's really, like I said, like I ask myself, like, Cindy Lee, do you love yourself enough to do this? It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, like,
Love that.
sometimes you have to have a heart to heart with yourself and like say, like, instead of just like, oh, look at those two. Yeah, good for them. Not for me. And yet really it's like I love myself enough that I'm willing to check this out. Right? So
Really.
yeah.
Well, so I want to leave everyone with a couple of things. And one
Okay.
is to just like do a quick mobility
Mm.
check on yourself. So right now, as you're watching this, get yourself and touch your toes. Are you able to actually touch your toes? Or how far down did you go? Did you go to your knees? Did you go to your mid shin? Are you able to keep your legs straight? And then are you able to touch your toes? If you're not, then you may have some hamstring issues, low back flexibility. We got to, that's something to work on. You can do a shoulder turn test just sitting in your chair, crossing your arms across your chest, rotating to the left and to the right. How far did you get? That's looking at thoracic rotation, your upper back, to seeing how much rotation do you have. If you're someone who sits a lot at the desk, I am one of those people who sits at my laptop a lot, that I have to work on mobility all the time. And especially for golf, we need mobility in golf. We need that thoracic rotation in our golf swing. And that's a great test to kind of see where you are. And again, there's no judgment with these two little quick assessments for yourself. It's just your starting point of where you're getting started. And then this is where things happen though, because once you start working on exercises that improve this, guess what? You're going to feel so good. It's these small little wins that you can have for yourself.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Little wins are good.
Little wins are great. So
Yeah.
I'm also going to encourage people to head over to jtfitnessandgolf.com. I have a 4 screen golf fitness assessment that you can do all in the comfort of your own home and by yourself. I have videos that once you get yourself checked in, that you have a video that you watch that you can do along with me. Only takes you probably about 15 minutes to do these 4 exercises, and I would love to, get your feedback on what you thought about those 4 different exercises for yourself.
Cool. Yeah,
So,
and yeah, for anyone that's considering golf as a career and business building tool, you can go to thegolfadvantageforwomen.com, and I have a golf business audit that you can download. And it does not put you on my marketing list because I haven't done that part yet. So I was
so as
like,
of
yeah,
today's date, but she is going to get there sometime.
I am. I was gonna say like, yeah, because anyway, so yeah, so and yeah, reach out if
And
you want to talk more.
And then I also want to give a plug for LEGS, Ladies Executive Golf
Yeah.
Society, because this is how SL and I met, was through one of the online Zoom calls that LEGS put together. And SL and I did just a one-on-one together to get to know each other. And we decided that, oh my gosh, our businesses together, we should create this 8-week series and put together this great program for women. And I just, so yeah, so go to ladiesexecutivegolfsociety.com.
Yeah.
There are chapters around the country that you can see if you can become a part of. If there's not a chapter in your area, you can still join because you've got the national and you can be meeting a lot of, if you love to network, if you're an entrepreneur, it's great for you because you can network with over 900 women. And
Yeah, and I don't know, Janice, I think you've been away for a couple anyway, we're up to 29 chapters now. I say we because I do a lot of stuff for legs, although I'm not their employee. I've got their information on my website as well. Yeah, and I think it's up to about 1,100 members now.
oh,
And
wow.
yes, and if there isn't a chapter in your area, I know that you said about joining and you have access to natural, they're looking for women in leadership that love to golf or learn how to golf. Actually, the San Antonio, I'm in such admiration of her. So the president of the San Antonio chapter, she doesn't even golf. So legs is really meant for people that do not know how to golf, that women who do not know how to golf, to learn how to golf and then learn how to, I teach them how to use it for business part. And yet I just wanted to say, so you don't have to know how to golf. And if there isn't a chapter where you are, you can for sure reach out to them and talk to them about starting one yourself.
Perfect. I
Yeah.
love it.
Okay.
Well, so for all of you who are watching this video, please subscribe to our channels. And then also put in the comments what you thought about this video. We'd love to hear from you. And I know we get we'll get emails that if you've made a comment that we'll be able to see that. But would love to hear what your thoughts are. So
Yeah.
everyone, have a fantastic day and thanks for joining us.
Bye, everyone.